Anika client once told me that the worst part of her day was the morning. And that was because she had to go to her baby's bedroom in the morning, and from the cot, she could see her baby's breath fog up in the cold. This client's name was Alina. She was a single mother living in a house that was falling down around her. There were huge gaps in her floorboards and holes in her walls, and she had asked her agent to repair them. She had called and texted and emailed, but all the pleas were ignored. And so Alina is faced with a choice. She can run her heater all night to keep her baby warm, knowing that she can't pay the heating bill, or she can let her baby freeze. So, show of hands, who here in Alina's position would choose to run their heater all night to keep the baby warm, knowing that you might not be able to pay the heating bill? Yeah, me too. But now you're in a different position. Now you've got an exorbitant heating bill, which you can't pay, and that means you've fallen behind on your rent. Your agent's not ghosting you anymore. In fact, he's calling you most days, asking you, when are you going to pay your rent? You're going to be evicted if you don't pay your rent. But there are 2 more months of winter left, and you can't bear to let your baby suffer. Alina needed legal support to enforce her tenancy rights. But this case showed us something else. It showed us that justice, real justice, is more than just upholding rights. Because say we got Alina's home fixed. We got the floorboards fixed and the holes in the walls fixed, and the house is now well insulated, it's warm, she doesn't need to run her heater all night to keep her baby warm. But in the process of getting those repairs, for the last few months, Alina has been trying to get her agent to do these repairs. She has been ignored and disrespected by her agent. She has been forced to choose between keeping her baby warm and keeping a roof over their heads. She's been made to feel undeserving of a safe home, and she's been made to feel inadequate as a parent. In the process of advocating for her rights, Alina was stripped of her dignity. So, we helped Alina get her home repaired, but it wasn't enough. You see, this is something that lawyers tend to forget. It's that real justice is not just upholding rights. Real justice is upholding your rights and upholding your dignity in the process. There are millions of people in Australia in Alina's position. Millions of people can't access justice. There's this idea that if you can't afford a lawyer, you'll get legal aid. And that's wrong. It's only 1/10 of the community's legal needs which are met. The other 9/10, they just don't get help. Their rights are not upheld, and their dignity is not upheld. There's not enough resources to go around. It's not even close. So the founders of Anika knew the scale of this problem. We knew that in order to even make a dent, we would need something completely different. We dreamed of a free legal service with a social enterprise model that would sustainably fund the services. And with the help of TFN, we created Anika Legal, a free legal service run by lawyers who were assisted by law students and funded by universities who wanted to provide their students with practical legal training. For the last few years, we've been working really hard to keep renters in safe homes. But we need to do more. We need to expand our services so that we can address problems like Alina's holistically and before they spiral out of control. The next step for Anika is to launch a debt support service. You see, Alina's problem, having a energy inefficient home, which leads to utility debt, which then starts a cycle of disadvantage, that problem is rampant in Australia right now. We have a national housing crisis going on, and the costs of energy are skyrocketing. The debt support service would help our clients to manage or even avoid the problems in the first place. The service would identify the debt risk as early as possible and then ensure our clients had the appropriate supports to resolve the problem while it's still manageable. It's putting a fence at the top of the cliff instead of an ambulance at the bottom. We need a more preventative and holistic approach to make sure that people have access to real justice. That's that they can maintain a safe, secure, affordable home which supports their quality of life, and that their dignity is upheld in the process. So, what do we need to do to make this happen? With the help of TFN in 2019, Anika Legal got its social enterprise model off the ground. And that means that when we launch the debt support service, it will be sustainably funded by universities. For $50,000, we can launch this debt support service. We will research the unmet legal need, we will design and pilot the service, and then we'll integrate it into the model and roll it out to the community. $750 is the cost of the average annual gas bill. And if you donated $750 tonight, that would mean one person each year would get the support that they need. That's one new person each year who wouldn't have to choose between keeping their baby warm and keeping a roof over their heads. $3,000 is the cost of the average annual utility bill, and that would mean 4 people would get the help that they need each year in perpetuity. That's the beauty of social enterprise. And if we're able to raise $90,000 tonight, that would let us launch this debt support service, but it would also let us use those cases to understand the root causes of these problems and then advocate for the systems change that we need to see so that these problems don't happen in the first place. Because ultimately that is our vision. A world where everyone can access justice is a world where these problems don't happen in the first place and Anika doesn't need to even exist. So thank you for listening and your support. Looking forward to your questions.
$103,000 and $600. Quick word from you.
This is incredible. This is amazing. And yeah, my mind is blown.